going to ask Garth. I mean, Garth, 800 is a chunky amount of money, but over the years, we've with your help managed to provide South Africans with some solutions in terms of how to fund it. It's always a topic. How do I take 800,000 out of my existing portfolio and put it in the hands of a project for, let's call it, at a minimum 5 years? So what sort of financing mechanisms would a South African possibly have that they may want to consider?
Thanks, Stu. I mean, it's not just the financing mechanism. It's, a lot of people might be considering this move, and, I'm not talking to the existing investors, many which will be here and do know me. But just how to actually fund this and how to take capital out of the country. What is your allowance? Because, $800,000 is exceeding already what your annual allowance is to take out of the country. But what's critical is often people, look at this and go, oh, well, I have to sell all of my investments. I have to pay CGT I might have a share portfolio or an investment that's been around since 2000. And I've had huge amounts of growth on it. And then people get hit with a double whammy in that they've got to liquidate this portfolio to fund this project, and the project's a long project. So not to lose my train of thought, you've got this investment portfolio and it's had a lot of growth over time. So people now sit in a position where, they've got to pay tax to liquidate this portfolio. So we created, and we're very prominent in operating in the Swiss Lombard lending space. And we do that through our SEC license. So we are a licensed American provider. And what this means is you can actually use a mechanism whereby you don't have to sell your portfolio. You can create collateral security against it. So you get the best of both worlds. I'm able to keep my portfolio intact. I don't have to pay that capital gains tax that would come with liquidating this to fund an investment. And we still sit in an extremely low interest rate environment. So we're able to, on extremely low interest rates, create capital from that and finance these projects. And then that also allows us to, and what we have done over the years is create investments with fixed interest rates. Because one of the most daunting things is getting settled, getting credit over there. So we create that entire environment to fund, create credit, and also to create income going over. So that mechanism is known as Lombard lending. And we've been doing it probably longer than anybody else in South Africa. And it really does create a magnificent lending facility. It's not the only option. And, we do bespoke solutions for any person who's going over. As a multi-family office, there's very little that we haven't seen, and there's very little that we don't understand about, creating this transition and creating the financial portfolios and dealing with the tax consequences. So yeah, in a nutshell, we do create the solutions for people to fund this, and we create the tax optimization and immigration efficiencies.